everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Coach's Call. And today I want to talk about the Montreal Canadiens, Jonathan Drouin. And there's been a lot of noise lately about his value and his worth, as there has been throughout probably his entire career with the Montreal Canadiens. The thing with Jonathan Drouin is that reality has never aligned with expectations. Okay, he was brought in. He's got the name. He's got the Quebecois background, and so expectations were much higher than what the reality was going to be for Jonathan Drouin in the situations that he was put in with the Montreal Canadiens, and that's been true probably his entire tenure and career with the Canadiens. Okay, and those are very important things to consider. Now, when you look at Jonathan Drouin's performance this year, he's got 17 points across 33 games. He's performing at a 0.5 point per game ratio. Okay. Yes, he is a minus 15, but the Montreal Canadiens are letting in 5-6 goals sometimes per game. Okay. Now, when you look at Jonathan Drouin and say, yeah, he's making over $5.5 million per season. And you go, is he an NHL caliber player? Is he serviceable? Can he be traded? It's yes to all of those things. It's yes to all of those things. When you look at a player like Jesperi Kotkaniemi as an example, Kotkaniemi has 24 points over 55 games. He's a +5, but he plays for the Carolina Hurricanes, who are performing at a level that is different than the Montreal Canadiens and are in a completely different place and spot than the Montreal Canadiens. Okay. He's making $4.4 million for 4.8, somewhere in there. My point is they're in that range of similar money, okay, when it comes to those two types of players that the NHL market is willing to pay. All right. So if you can get a Kotkaniemi at $4+ million, who's giving you 0.4 points per game, and maybe Drouin's making a little bit more than he should at his 0.5 points per game at over 5 million, but they're in the range and they're in the situations that makes them most successful. Now, when you look at Jonathan Drouin and you say, can the Montreal Canadiens get something for a guy who's going to be an unrestricted free agent who hasn't lived up to expectations? Well, in the right situation, yes, they can. Look, you look at Larry Murphy when he played for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I'm not comparing Larry Murphy to Jonathan Drouin. I'm comparing the situation and the player. Larry Murphy was run out of Toronto. Okay. He wasn't good enough. He was too slow. He was letting players by him. He couldn't keep up with the system. He was past his prime. Larry Murphy looked great with the Detroit Red Wings after that, didn't he? So my point here is, in the right situation, a player can be more successful. Jonathan Drouin could go to a team who plays a different system, maybe is a little bit further ahead than the Montreal Canadiens, slot right in as a third line player, be put in situations where his skill set will allow him to be creative and successful. So folks who are still dumping on Jonathan Drouin, I think you're missing out that he is a serviceable NHL player. He is a tradable commodity, and I think that he can continue to have a successful career from here on out. I know you're not going to agree, some of you, but that's the Coach's Call. Take care. Thanks for listening.